As it would turn out, when AI hallucinates or dreams, it's a lot more like a thought than we previously believed. Slightly scary, but also really useful. Let's talk about it. If you've ever had a conversation with an AI and you asked it to do something like find a resource for you, it may have just come up with a citation that didn't exist before. It's problematic if you're trying to use AI to do things like research or write. However, it can take a near infinite amount of data and apply it in not just a reflection of what it's previously learned, but entirely new ways. Kind of similar to how we think. A gorilla, of course, can learn sign, but one of the considerations for actually being able to speak a language is being able to come up with new ideas, new words, which gorillas kind of struggle with. What you see behind me are biological molecules assembled by AI. While humans are somewhat limited in just our own brains and thoughts, they excel at putting them together in ways we may not have imagined. This can demonstrate protein folding dynamics. In fact, that won the Nobel Prize. It can create new targets for things like medications, and figure out how a pathogen might evolve before it does. This is not dissimilar to how our little fungus friends learned to operate a robot body. They would never have had that body and didn't know how to operate it. Kinda similar to you being in a body. When they shined light on it, they figured out that if they gave certain electrical signals, they could operate the body and move out of the light. Also not entirely dissimilar to my craving something, but I do not know what it is, so I just eat a bunch of stuff till I figure it out. Just me. Of course, as I have discussed, one of the issues with this kind of data processing is that it doesn't have a direction. Evolution requires some negative feedback. If you have a trait and it's not deleterious, that trait will continue on. Google also created their own primordial soup, which allows random self-generation of complex datasets. But it lacked the push to use those in order to evolve. I think that they could achieve true thought with these kinds of methods, although they are nascent. I think the concept of a thinking robot kind of scares people because we've just never seen it before. And perhaps they think it's not possible because there's something special about being alive. I don't think that there's some special limitation on man-made things. There is, of course, the worry that AI will make us obsolete in our jobs, and we've already seen that happening. The fact that they can now be creative was one of the big limitations on what we thought AI couldn't do. Surely there will always be a need for artists because AI can't come up with its own meaningful ideas. You'd be right. Right now, we can only have it work on a limited data set, and that's where it really excels. Once it can start feeding off itself in order to create new things and not just collapsing because AI models do collapse when fed on self, I think true thought will exist. Is that scary? Just watch this haunting Christmas video from Boston Dynamics. Happy holidays!